welcome to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I don't think I've ever done this before, and I'm feeling a little bit more casual, looking a little bit more casual. We're just sat on the floor. We are gonna cozy up because, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, I'm gonna be doing a bit of a first chapter tag sort of thing with a Fairyloot twist. I love Fairyloot, I love supporting Fairyloot. I have tried a few times to do like dedicated Fairyloot reading vlogs and they've just never quite gone to plan. So I'm hoping that this like Fairyloot edition of a first chapter tag goes a little bit better. I have a stack here of Fairyloot books that I'm not sure if I'm going to like or not. So I'm gonna do a bit of a like predictions based on the first chapter sort of thing. So we're gonna read the first chapter of these 4 books and I'm gonna make a bit of a prediction on whether I will finish it, whether I will like it or not, whether I will unhaul it or keep it. So will I finish it or not? Will I like it or not? Will I unhaul it or keep it? We're gonna do predictions based on the first chapter alone. I'm hoping that I feel like I'm gonna like them and keep them, because obviously I love Fairyloot. I'm a big supporter of the brand and the company. Some of my best friends work there. I love it. I've been supporting Fairyloot for a long time. I've been subscribed for a very long time. It is something that I pay for myself. I'm not a rep. I don't get anything for free. I am a paying subscriber for Fairyloot, and I have subscribed to their adult books as well. Again, paying subscriber, just to clarify that. I have never been given anything by Fairyloot, so I hope I like them. However, it has to be said that Fairyloot has been very hit or miss for me with their book choices. And I don't know if this is me kind of falling out of love with YA. I'm falling much more in love with my chunky, big, epic, political, military fantasies. And I feel like I'm falling out of love with YA a little bit. But I hope that I can still enjoy some of these. But we will see what we can work out from the first chapter alone. So I have got Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is the most recent Fairyloot book that I have received. These edges are absolutely gorgeous. I hope I love this because it's beautiful and I want to keep it. But I have heard iffy things about it which make me not so sure. So we will see. We then have Only a Monster, which I have heard nothing about and know nothing about, but the title excites me. So we will see, and again, Fairyloot just kill it with the beautiful editions of books every time. We then have 6 Crimson Cranes, again with the beautiful edition. Fairyloot just crush it every time. I love the under the dust jacket of this one. So again, really hoping I enjoy it because it's beautiful and I want to keep it. And then Fire with Fire, which is an older Fairyloot one. It's not that old, but it's a slightly less recent release. 2021 at some point, but yes, slightly less recent. But yeah, something to do with dragons in this one. But they're the 4 we're going to start with. I will read a chapter. I will let you know what I make of said chapter. We will make the predictions and see where we land. But yeah, let's crack on with our first chapter of Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Chapter 1 complete. That was actually a really good first chapter. I enjoyed that first chapter a lot. The writing style is very fluffy. And I think that's why I've heard what I've heard, because I've heard it from people that don't necessarily like really fluffy writing. But it is very flowery. But I don't dislike that. I don't necessarily love it, but I don't dislike it. It is beautiful in tone. I liked the atmosphere that was built in that first chapter, but that first chapter was very much definitely a setup for a change in atmosphere and change in tone. So I don't know if that's really the best thing to base an opinion on. I liked it. I liked it. It was decent length of a first chapter as well. It was 20 pages, so a decent length chapter. But we're in the like moon goddess's realm. It is quite beautifully depicted. We meet the moon goddess and the daughter of the moon goddess, and we see the initial setup for the plot and where the daughter of the moon goddess is going. I think that I will continue this. I do think I will finish it. Whether I like it or not is still very much up in the air. I predict that when I finish this, because I do think I will finish it, I am predicting a 4-star, maybe, and I reckon I will keep it because it's beautiful. I reckon 4-star, I will finish it, and it's beautiful. So I think we're good with this one. But I know that there is a, like, romance story that's going to come about, so it also depends, like, how predictable that is when I get to it. But yeah, I don't know when I will finish it, but based on the first chapter, I don't dislike the writing style as much as I kind of thought I might because of what I'd heard from other people. But yeah, we'll see how predictable it is. But yeah, it's based on Chinese mythology, which is very interesting to me. A retelling inspired by the Mid-Autumn legend. Yeah, I think there's potential for me to enjoy this, so I shall be keeping reading, and fingers crossed, I'm predicting a 4-star. Right, let's move on to book number 2, Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. How long is the first chapter in this one? Is it a similar sort of length? Oh no, it's a much shorter first chapter in this one. Okay, less to go off, but let's get cracking. See what we make of this one. Next chapter done. That was very intriguing. Very curious. I thought for like the first 10 pages of that chapter, like, yeah, this is not gonna be for me. It's very much about this girl going on this date with this boy and texting him and being like, oh my god, I'm so giddy. And then it got weird. And I like weird, and it's literally about monsters. No one can know what we are, what you are. You must never tell anyone about monsters. It's about this monstrous family, I suppose.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay.
I'm unsure, because there's that tone of teenager wants to go on date with cute boy, but there's also the tone of monstrous family doing monstrous things, and one of the characters is a monster hunter, so it's like battling a monster hunter and then cute boy that she has to team up with to blah 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 blah. It seems like it could be very predictable, but I do like the vibe of the family and the family secret with the monsters. I'm not sure. I feel like this one has potential to be a DNF, but not yet. I definitely want to give this one a good try, but with that, like, teenage girl finding cute teenage boy wants to go on date tone, I feel like I could get sick of it quite quickly, but I want to know more about the family. So I feel like this one could be a DNF, but we will see. If you've read this one, let me know. But from that first chapter, I'm intrigued to know what's up with this family and like how that works. Yeah, very mixed feelings. Yeah, I was like so confident that it was gonna be like, nah, this isn't for me, but then that snap moment of, what? Actually had me really intrigued to almost continue now. But I'm not going to do that. So, predictions. I will end up DNFing it, but I will read more of it, but I will end up DNFing it. And then I reckon I will end up unhauling it. Moving on to the next one. We have 6 Crimson Cranes. Let's give this one a go. This is absolutely gorgeous. I know barely anything about it. How long is our first chapter in this one? Oh, not too bad. Oh, it's only 10 pages. This one will be a quick one, and we'll see what I think of the first chapter of 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I ended up doing 2 chapters of this. The first chapter didn't really give much to go off, because it was only 10 pages, and the next one was only like 10 pages, so I ended up reading 20 pages of this one. So, 2 chapters. But not because I was like super intrigued to read the next chapter or anything, I just didn't get much from the first chapter. So far, the one I have the least interest in the one I'm probably least likely to pick up and continue. But the blurb makes it sound so good, but I don't know. A princess in exile, a shape-shifting dragon, 6 enchanted cranes, an unspeakable curse. Like, I didn't dislike the writing style, it was very easy to read. It wasn't necessarily flowery, it wasn't complicated, it was very simply written, but it was very much focused on our main character's betrothal and betrayal. Like, she's, from what I've read, a very typical rebellious princess that doesn't want to be betrothed and doesn't like her stepmother, and it just didn't scream anything like intriguing or anything new. But the promise of a shape-shifting dragon, I don't know. I'm definitely the least interested in this. I reckon, prediction, I'll end up keeping it for now, but I reckon it's one that will remain unread on my shelf until I do another, like, really brutal unhaul and decide that realistically I'm never gonna read it. So I don't think I will finish it, and I reckon it will end up being unhauled eventually. Anyway, last one for this video. Fire with Fire. Let's see. Oh, I love the colour of those edges. Let's see how long the first chapter of this one is. Fairly lengthy. Okay, 18 pages. Fairly lengthy. Let's see what I make of this one. And first chapter done. I didn't care for this, like, at all. I had the least interest for this one going into it, I think, out of these 4, and that first chapter definitely didn't spark any intrigue or any excitement at all. These 2 sisters are part of a dragon hunting family, and I'm assuming she befriends a dragon in the end. I don't know. I don't care for this. I just really don't. Will not finish it, will likely unhaul it next time I do an unhaul. I just don't care for it, quite simply. So I'm glad I read that first chapter to discover that. But yeah, this is definitely the least interesting. So I think, actually, I kind of read them unintentionally in order of my results. Like, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, I think, is the one I'm probably, like, most intrigued for and most likely to continue. Only a Monster, with that very intriguing family monstrous secret going on there. 6 Crimson Cranes seemed predictable, normal, nothing new or interesting, but Fire with Fire is one that I genuinely have no interest in continuing whatsoever. So I think I have accidentally read them in some kind of order, which is fascinating. But yeah, if you have read any of these, let me know what you think. If you think that my predictions on these are correct. I'm pretty certain my one for the top one is correct, because I don't think I'm ever going to pick that up again. But these 3 I will at least be giving a good go at some point, but most likely these bottom 2 here. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you think I'm anywhere near the mark with that. But yeah, this has been interesting. Something a little bit different, but yeah, I hope you have enjoyed watching. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see me do anything similar to this in future. Could maybe do some more like themed first chapter prediction sort of things. I don't know, let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying VEDA, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye!